me, well, how often have you heard the phrase like mother, like daughter? Well, it turns out that it can be very true when it comes to your mom's genes, since looking like mom can also mean aging like her. Joining us now is dermatologist Dr. Doris Day. Doctor, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So first question, how exactly do genetics influence our facial aging?
Genetics have a very powerful influence over how you age. And I always like to joke with my patients and I say, getting older is inevitable, but aging is optional. And this is really speaking to the power of genetics and what we can do about our genetics. So in a study done by Galderma, 82% of women said they hoped that their daughters had an easier time of facial aging than they did, but only half of them had the conversation with their daughters. So I'm really proud to partner with Galderma on this campaign with the idea of opening up the conversation between mothers and daughters, of understanding your genetics, looking at your mom and kind of getting a sense of where you're heading and making sure that you celebrate and optimize your own genetics.
Right, so in the campaign, which I think is a great name, Mom Genes, I love it, spelled G-E-N-E-S.
Yeah.
You said that a lot of these conversations don't happen, Doctor. Why do you think these conversations aren't happening?
Well, if you look back in our mom's generation and you go back, let's say 20 years or so, if you think of the age difference, back then, basically, we didn't know the things that we know. We didn't have a lot of the technologies that we did. So our moms would just get to a certain point, things would kind of fall apart and they'd have a facelift, and those were the options. And there wasn't really that much to talk about. But in the past 15 to 20 years, we've come a very long way. We understand so much more about the damage of ultraviolet radiation from sun exposure. So we know sun protection every day, all year round is really important, starting from as young as possible because the effects are cumulative. We know that we have a lot more non-surgical tools, ones that are minimally or non-invasive to tighten, to smooth, to lift, and give you natural looking results. So we have great things that our moms didn't have access to. And the idea is to do smaller things and be smart about things along the way so that we optimize our genetics, understand what they are, but make the most of them.
Gotcha. Well, so obviously 2016, the age of high definition cameras, everyone's got a big megapixel camera, a lot of pressure on people looking at their best in this day and age, and a lot more concern about facial aging. Would you agree?
I agree to some extent, but I don't think of it as so much pressure as it is power. That women are understanding that, you know what, it's okay for us to want to take care of ourselves as well. And there's lots that we can do in that realm. So in the past, women were always kind of the other way. We were taking care of everyone else, our families and at work, and just adding more responsibilities on. But we didn't really think of taking care of ourselves without feeling guilty about it. So now we're realizing, wait, we can have it all. We can care about how we look and understand that it is tied to our self-esteem, and that when you look your best, you feel your best, you make better life decisions. That's just the reality of it. So we may wish that some of it was different, but the reality is that appearance does have value and it does matter. But we're getting to the point where we're optimizing our genetics and wanting to look natural and look our best, but not change how we look. And I did this with my daughter. She recreated a picture of me when I was about her age. We had the best time with it. And my daughter thinks I look even better now. So it's not saying, oh my God, our moms are this way. It's really saying, what is my genetic potential and how am I going to optimize that? What do I have control over? And how do we get that dialogue going?
Gotcha, all right.
And I'll say that for every picture that you post on that website, Galderma will donate $5 to the National Charity League, and I love that too.
That's fantastic. All right, so obviously, how can mothers and daughters get more information and get involved in Mom Genes?
So you can recreate that picture of your mom at your age and post it on the website, momgenes.com. And you're right, it's G-E-N-E-S. I think that's a lot of fun too. And look at all the other pictures there and start that conversation with your mom and with your aesthetic physician, and start taking great care of your skin, because starting now will make a big difference looking forward 10, 20, 30 years from now, so that every decade is even more beautiful than the last.
Sounds good to me. Dr. Doris Day, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And again, folks, if you want more information on how you can get involved in the Mom Genes campaign, head over to CASA.com.